And we're recording. There we go. We're just making fun of Willem's hat there a second ago, but before we get into Willem's hat,
we got making fun of my hat. Even though every single episode to date, I think bar the one I was hungover drinking pints of orange juice, I've had a cap on me.
You look like a fool, man. You're hiding the little cows.
Let the man covering the barnet. We'll fix the hairline in post.
Fantastic,
Don't worry
thank
about
you.
it. Fix that hairline in post.
Fix that cow's
leg. Fix that cow's leg, son.
Well, your cow's like a Sean.
Oh no.
That's what you're saying.
Get some engine oil and fucking put that
shut
thing down,
Shut the fuck up for a second. Today, oh my god. Today, we're joined by Jamie from the Concrete Dungeon, which sounds like a sex thing, but apparently it's not. Apparently he's just very strong.
If you pay me enough, we'll see.
We'll see.
I mean,
challenge accepted.
Oh my god. See, bro, there's no way you could do that because that would require you, as a Calvin man, to spend actual real life money. So,
man,
no.
I've spent 7k in the last 3 months.
Failed. Challenge
yeah, but
failed.
he only spent it in €1 coins. It was only
brown pennies.
Yes, I did.
It wasn't like he was forking out the 50s. It was like, look, I have €1 today, and then I'll have half €1 tomorrow, but then I'll have €4 the day after.
I was actually saying that yesterday.
You were saying about your gym membership, weren't you? About just going to the
like,
gym with like your copper bags of copper coins, like your 1 and 2 cent coins.
McVitie's biscuit tin coins.
Just have to rob me dead nanny down the road. I'll be back.
Oh man.
Oh god.
They fucking count all the copper coins and it's like you're about €1 off. Count it again.
13,
count it again. I know what I put in there.
Don't make me.
Hang on a second. Just.
He actually does have.
Mother of Jesus.
Hang on. I'm not gonna bother taking off. Like, hang on. There you go. You can see like all the fucking.
I know this jar too well because we've gotten changed from that for the bus into town.
The blur looks dodgy on that. I'm not gonna lie.
I remember
a
back in
lot
the
of
day.
blur on that. No coins.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You used to go into like Tesco and stuff and dump all those coins in, but at least in my one, they've removed that.
I've got about €9 in that fucker, just like 5 cent coins.
I'll rub that.
That's about €40 in Cavan, so just be careful.
Hang on. You can kind of, there you go. There's some of them.
You know, the last time I was there in Cavan, I don't normally carry cash, but I had about €100 in cash, and I was thinking, I'm not really going to probably spend this, but people are starting to look at me funny.
I drove up the day we got the bus up.
We got the bus up, and people started staring at us. Remember, we both were carrying cash.
We stepped off the bus, and everyone just turned their heads straight away.
A couple noses sniffing around, like.
That's because they were like,
these guys aren't from here.
Money.
Smell that?
Like, money.
Value paper.
They were like, have you ever been to Nabra yourself? Have you?
I've never felt so attractive as I did in Cavan.
Man.
So I'm gonna bring €200 next time and see what happens.
You and
bandy-legged boys.
And you walk by the gym that I'm going to. You literally walk right by it as well.
So
right. We're gonna
that brings us into the gym stuff.
What gym is it in Cavan? Because I can know a couple of them.
Fit Forever.
There's a spot I know, Phoenix, near. I don't know where it is, Blaney or somewhere, but it's a.
You said that like you weren't sure, because you were like, Fit Forever?
No, you have Fit Forever, you have Zest, and then there's 2 other little training fitness centers.
Is Zest specifically open in June?
No, why?
You sure? Sounds like, you know.
Here we go. He's bringing it. He's trying it. He's reeling you in. He's reeling it.
I haven't said anything.
Zest. Yeah, it's called Zest.
Well, you said you went for like a pretty serious one. I know you're saying they have all the supplements and everything you're looking for.
It's
trainers.
It's way better than Fit Squad. You know what I mean, man?
You know what? With all respect to those guys who run Fit Squad, the more I go there, the more I realize it's a gym 100%. It's an okay gym. It's always going to be 5 or 6 out of 10. It'll never be 10 out of 10.
For your small town local gym, it does enough.
It doesn't there's nothing I can't do in there, realistically.
Yeah, the best compliment you could pay to it is it does exactly what a gym should enable you to do, and that is about it. Like,
and there's guys who go to that gym who are powerlifters who've done bodybuilding competitions.
Like there's lads I know that go to that gym that have been going there for like 7, 8, 9, 10 plus years. Like,
but there is a lot better.
Oh yeah.
Just like to say about what he was saying about supplements. Is it like this type of supplements? Like, just.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great. There's a couple of guys who look like they're taking stuff, but like obviously
just for all the users that didn't get that.
That actually,
Trend.
I think I was looking at that yes.
Different bottle than usual.
There's actually someone in the gym, and I haven't figured out who it is yet. I've asked a couple of guys, very like
Willem.
straightforward, like, have you taken gear before? And like anyone I've asked,
yes, because
pretty
this
honest.
is they're the arms of man that does gear.
It's Willem,
Yeah.
dude.
Shut up. But
That belly. Let's see it. Let's see them abs.
there is a guy in the gym who runs a Snapchat account called Anabolic Empire, right?
Oh, that's Willem.
And he's always messaging to see if I want something. But like, it's obviously like a blatant post, like, you know, this is going at the minute. Hit me up if you want it, that kind of thing. But advertising it. Only reason up there from Eden Dairy, they took a picture inside of the gym. I had one of the days. I wasn't there on the day, but I was like, I recognize that shit. This guy is definitely in this town.
He's using the calf raise that no one else uses.
But yeah, he was just offering like a shit ton of SARMs and Anavar. So
love it.
Fun.
Fun fact for you is looking into. I did my thesis on what was the title now? It was PED usage within adolescent sports athletes, and some of the statistics that was coming out was just sickening. And I remember one of my lectures being like, all right, maybe you should do first-hand information. And I was like, do you think people are just gonna like? I'd be like, so what are you taking? How's your Mickey? Is it shrunk? I was like, no, not a hope in hell will anyone let me take
You're like a professional Natty or not here. Greg Doucette is quaking.
Okay, guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk. The Irish gem too. I don't know. Let's talk about it, Natty. You're not status.
Man, he is. In fairness, he has an annoying voice, but like, he's the only guy I listen to about anything.
He is.
It's him and more plates, more dates. That's literally it. Because I don't want to like hear from Alex Eubank how to do shit. Probably taking something.
He's on. Sure, no. It's been his blood test came back something, and the first one he did a couple of months ago. His testosterone was 14 times lower than the average, like, random fella walking down the road, and now it's 45 times over the average.
It was 900 nanograms.
I know, sorry, yeah. So like,
isn't the normal range 1,100, 300? 300 to 1,100.
Google. Someone Google.
I thought he was in the normal range, just he wasn't at some point. And he had a massive shift in his test.
I could be wrong. I'd be lying to you if I said I watched it recently. But I remember watching it donkeys ago, and it'd be like his normal test levels are low. That's why he was like, I might hop on cycle, I might hop on stuff. And then Greg Doucette was all just like,
this guy just doesn't need it.
And I was like, yeah, Greg, you tell him.
You tell him, Greg.
You tell him, kid.
You do a great Greg Doucette impression.
That sounds like the voice that you would use to torture people with.
I'll make you watch one of these videos.
Awfully would know that.
That sounds. I'm not even from Awfully, but yeah.
Close enough.
Close enough, yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple guys, and I hate it that people are like, "Oh, Shizzy is natural." Shut the fuck up. Like, some guys are so obviously on gear.
I've got a 14-inch Mickey.
That's
Silverback Tarzan. The Silverback Tarzan. Nah,
Yeah.
lad. Fucking. If you stop, you lose it, man.
Yeah.
We all know Jared's got one friend that he knows is definitely natural. He got into a bit of a dispute with him on fucking Instagram here the other week as well. He blocked him.
So
He ended up blocking you as well.
Sean
Fizziness, Fitz Gobshite, whatever his name is, Sean Fitzness. Yeah, he blocked me because I kept calling him out and like not being natural. I made an edit of him looking like a goober. He's natural as his hairline.
On the Instagram.
I was gonna say, is that the one where he had like the
I'm looking
dress
at
and
it
shit on?
myself.
Yeah, I did like a pose where it was like a lat spread, and it was perfectly how he was standing. Yeah, he blocked me. Yeah. I also, someone in his comments was like, should I buy your course? I'm a beginner and I want to make a lot of progress in my first year. And I'm like, I just messaged a person or commented under that like, learn off the internet. He can't help you in your first year. If you do anything at all, you're gonna put on some kind of muscle. Don't mind it. He's a liar anyway. And yeah, fucked up after that.
Yeah.
If only we had a personal trainer, like, you know.
Look at that tub, huh?
That was worse than what I have now.
But like when I look at like people who I think are natural, I like you gotta be like super lean, or you gotta be kind of fat and a lot of muscle, right? So like Protein Bore is like a pretty nice in the middle guy. He's never been huge, but he's been lifting for 2 years. And if someone is like
And he's
200 and I think Sean is like 220, 250. He's within that range. He's 6 foot something. He's gigantic.
Get your baps out.
There is no way he's natural.
Yeah,
He is 10. He's 12 to maybe 10% body fat.
Even just looking at that photo, that was it you, Crow, that you just held up to the camera there a second ago, like the size of the belly on that, like to go from that to what he is now, like that is, there is no way, I would refuse to believe that is all just pure natural without any sort of assistance in any way, shape, or form. Like,
well, it depends on the timeline, right?
When we say that, are you saying like gear, or are you saying like normal supplements? Because I'll come in with my point now here.
Go on.
And then
actually, no.
normal supplements. No.
Also, right. Okay, let's
10,000 euro in natural supplements could not get you there.
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about if we can go into this topic, the Irish community of Natty or not.
Irish natties or not, this is clickbait as fuck. Okay.
Irish natties or not.
That's I love you. I love you, Jenny.
Yeah,
let's do this.
Right. So, Jared, you want to pull up names or Instagrams, and we'll go through a list
of who now? Of any, or like?
This is gonna look ugly for viewers for a second. Bear with me. Boink. Okay, now it should look fine to you.
Because as a PT and within a powerlifter, there's obviously a lot of powerlifters I know who may be on stuff and are not.
I don't know his name. Ireland's strongest coach. He's one guy.
Jake Brennan. Jake is not natural. Jake is completely open on his usage. I think at one point he had his like bio as Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, well, there you
or
go.
something.
That's creative, to be fair.
Man, I've trained around Jake once or twice now, and the only way I can describe it is, you know that episode of The Simpsons where Homer gets hit with the bowling ball and he just keeps getting hit over and over and over again?
Oh yeah.
Jake Brennan's the bowling ball, and you're Homer. He will fucking run you down if you are in his way. We were benching whatever in abs one time, and Jake and Eamon, I don't remember second name, another big powerlifter, were loading up. I think they were loading 350 for triples.
On a bench.
On deads.
Jesus Christ, Will.
I was gonna say.
That's a gorilla just lifting. Like that's not a human anymore.
14 children just at once.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
But
6 a.m.
They loaded it.
On the bench. Send me in.
They were loading it, and I was like, right, I think I need to just move out the way. And I was like, oh, sorry. And he just looked at me dead in the eyes and just grunted. He just went, and I was like, fuck no.
Not happening.
I was like, I'm out. It's like, I'm out of here.
Okay,
like,
so he's absolutely on gear.
He, not at the moment, he cycles, obviously, because first comps.
Oh, yeah. Who wants to go next? You guys have a guy in your head? We're doing natural or not? Irish.
See, I know fuck all in that scene, so I'm gonna leave it to you two.
Crow, you'd probably know some.
I'm trying to think of somebody now.
If he's one a good idea,
I have one if you have a second.
That's what I'm doing.
You know, coached by Keane, that guy, and his group.
Coached by Keane.
He's a personal trainer, and he's doing like a lot of stuff at the minute. I've talked to him a couple of times, compliment what he's doing. Looked great, but I don't think he's natural.
Oh, if he's natural, Jesus Christ, I've got a 14-inch Mickey.
You got him?
Yeah.
And that says it all.
Here's a little flash of what you're saying.
Bro, you're not looking at fucking fitness people. You get out.
What?
Oh, no, I said that ages ago. I said that like ages ago, man. Get out.
You got him? Hold on. Is that one of his clients, no? Or is that him?
It says, happy birthday, Mia Moore. It must be him and his woman, I think.
Oh.
Oh, wait.
I'll go prep 23. I'm just putting myself in so much trouble here. This is just funny.
Could be worse.
Scrub it.
I think Protein Bar is a good one. There's a lot of pressure on him to look a certain kind of way. And I know he's in college. I know he has to balance a lot of stuff. He travels a shit ton. He's
I
not
was
in the
gonna
gym as
say,
much as you'd think for someone who has that kind of mass.
Yeah.
He does carry a significant amount
personally-
of mass and keep abs at a fairly high body fat as well.
I have one. Is it
Oh.
Matty Gilbert? You know Matty Gilbert?
Never heard of Matt.
What do I think it is?
I just give this fucking great example, and you just give me Matty Gilbert.
Matty Gilbert. Yeah. Matty Gilbert.
Is this the fucking Viking lad?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay, where do I begin?
I think in the case of
Um,
Vikings, they were just always naturally ginormous anyway.
Well, his
No, this fella's from fucking Tala. Like,
Yeah, then not a chance. He's
There's no Viking
definitely
in him.
he's
Team
definitely not
Viking.
natural. He's definitely not natural.
Team Viking.
No, I
coaching.
think he's come out as not natural himself. And to be honest, as someone who competes in powerlifting and all and coaches, if someone comes to me and is like, "Look, I want to hop on gear," I'll be like, "Look, I'm not the coach for you. Maybe go to the fella down the road." But if someone is competing in a non-tested sanctioned competition or bodybuilding, as I know a couple of bodybuilders who are relatively open about their usage, and I'm kind of like, maybe you should shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But I'd rather respect someone who's like, yeah, I'm on the old willy shrinkers.
And they don't all do
Yeah,
that as
it's-
well. But
I mean, I was gonna
Yeah.
say like if
if you're honest about it, I don't give a shit.
like yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously don't put it out there and say it and potentially like tarnish your entire fucking reputation or whatever. But at the
Yeah,
same
like
time,
there's
if people know you're on it, at least have the decency to admit it or whatever, and don't just try and hide it, even if it is obvious or
And
not.
if you are an athlete in any regard, or well, actually, let's keep this like strength based gym kind of area, right?
Yeah.
If you are on gear and you say you're not, it's not fair. It's not fair at
Yeah.
all.
You're just-
Like
Like,
even
at least
like
something.
like a lot of like kickboxing stuff is on tested and stuff as well. Like you could probably like beat the fuck out of somebody and be roided, right? There's so many things that don't test for it. Yeah, you should just be honest about it because
Well, I think that's kind of mad though, that like a lot of like them kind of more kind of physical sports like boxing and stuff, like there's certain times they don't do testing, because I'm pretty sure like in football there's like drug testing after every single game.
like even for myself who competes, if you're in like the top 5 of your weight class, whatever, they'll pretty much put you aside and be like, pissing this. It's not now. Like they
So
won't
it
even
kind of
give you a
be
second moment to like rest. They'll just be like, pissing that cup right now. And obviously I'm not mentioning names.
they whip
was
your
an
peen out as
athlete.
well. They just put the hand out.
The grip.
and
They,
making it like another.
the motorcycle.
yeah, there was an athlete from my federation, the Irish Powerlifting Federation, got popped there, I think a couple of weeks ago, but they got popped for accidentally. We don't know what it was. What's been said now is they took a pre-workout on the day that they'd never used during training. Their nutritionist gave them it and was like, "Oh, this will give you an extra boost, a lot of stims. It's good for you. It'll be grand." Took it, won the con, and then a couple of weeks later, they've been popped for that thing, and now they're going away to another comp soon. But a lot of red flags around that whole sphere of coaching. I'm not mentioning names just because I don't want to get cancelled by my entire federation.
Yeah.
Which
But
is
yeah,
fair.
there's a lot of
Ah.
just
Yeah.
shit in it, and I'm just not mad in it. Like I know lads who are open about it, and if you ask them, "Jez, are you on some training? Are you on some SARMs? Are you on diddly diddly day?" They'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm running 14 milligrams a week, and I'm baiting the wife and kids behind me, but I don't know what else to be at." And you're like, "Ooh, maybe pull back on the drugs. Don't worry about the wife and kids for it, but do the drugs. Stop the drugs, please
Yeah.
stop." It was a joke disclaimer. Please don't cancel me.
Yeah.
Absolutely can't.
How do they do the test? What are they testing for?
So they pretty much
Completely.
test for something that it's.
Like, are they
what's the
doing
word I
water
wanna use?
tests? Or are they doing like
Pre and post
own-
lift
their own
test where they
version.
test the diameter of your wang to see if it's shrunk or not.
I'd be fucked 24/7.
What is your obsession with wangs, man?
Man, what are you saying?
You did
Lad,
the same
no,
thing.
lad, you cannot ask me a question
No,
like that given all
Jared,
you
come
talk
on, man.
about. Get
remember
out.
Right, away from the dicks, back to the
Yeah,
normal
hold on.
thing.
You.
Don't mind these two.
So they pretty much
One's
test
measuring
your...
right now.
All right, leave me
Put
out
that
of
thing
this.
away. But yeah, what are they testing for?
So they're testing pretty much the blood levels, like if there's any change in, say, your urine and then stuff like that. So if you're pissing out a normal vial, they'll run it through their whole system. I don't think it's USADA, or WADA, it's something else. The federation that I use, I can't remember the name of what they're using, but they run it through them. They ship it off to Switzerland or wherever the fuck the other place is. It takes about 2 to 3 months for it to come back. So you don't actually know for a long time if you're been popped or if you're not been popped.
Seems
And then most of the
very.
athletes, most of the athletes may be going to Euros now in the net. Some of them are actually already over at Euros at the moment for the IPF and stuff like that. And it's interesting to see who gets popped, who doesn't get popped, because there's some absolute animals in the federation, especially in the 74s. Like, Jared, do you have your Instagram open there?
Grab something.
Yeah, pull up this account. This man is not on steroids, but he is a fucking animal. Look up Adam Duane.
Adam.
Ane.
How do you spell do?
Oh, I know Adam. Yeah.
Yeah, Adam. So Adam is crazy, and I say this, and Adam, if you're watching this, hello.
Oh.
I love Adam, but I wish I could hate him. I wish I could hate Adam because he is such a nice guy and he's so humble. Like the
He's
man
huge.
is new. Yeah, I mean, he's only 74. He's in the 74s, like, and like at junior nats there, he weighed in 71 kilos. Crazy, crazy fucking numbers. Put up, I think, a 230 odd kilo squat, benched 140 odd, and then deadlifted, I think, just shy of 270.
270, yeah.
Yeah. And the man, he's genetically gifted just with some great power, but as well, I have to give him some serious props. He's a great coach. Programs perfectly for his athletes. He knows what he's doing for himself and them. And then another thing that I will really point out is get a fucking coach. Just even as an athlete as myself, I've got 2 degrees, qualifications coming at me fucking arse. Get a coach. Sometimes it's easier for you to take away. Like when I was programming myself for my first comp there, it was grand, but I was too lazy. I was too lackadaisy on myself. So like, it do me top set, do me back downs, and I'd be like, accessories, what are those? I'm not touching those. You need someone to be on your arse sometimes and just hammering you. And it's nice to be a part of a community as well. Like, apart from having obviously the Conquer Dungeon, the HCC, the crew that I have now is nice, but I'm a part of another powerlifting team entirely called Nurt, and it's just nice to have that little camaraderie. That's where I was up today. I was up in Navan training with all them. It was great crack. Just you fuck up a lift, everyone slaps you in the back, tells you to not be a fucking pussy, and then just go.
Fucking get over it, go again.
Yeah, like
It's a great way to do it.
This week was just bad for training. bad week of training.
Very, very different sports, but I do get the camaraderie and support network you get in powerlifting. Myself and Thomas here, we did archery together, the IFAA for just shy of a decade together. I know you did longer than me. You're probably 15 years.
17 years, yeah.
Archery seems like a mad sport. Like, it seems like a mad sport in the sense of, I remember doing it one day, you know, like when you sign up for college and like there's an archery club and you're like, I'm gonna be the Green Arrow, I'm gonna be motherfucking Oliver Quinn, let's go. And then you show up and it's just like all the Chinese or the Asians just like, and I was just like,
that's made
yeah,
for
I
you.
can't do it.
And you know what?
I was like, I can't.
Anyone who's going to be like that's kind of racist. You've never seen archery.
Yeah, you've never seen archery.
Like, I don't think there's ever been a time where the South Koreans weren't in first, second, or third.
Like
Majority first. They are insane.
I just had a little orgasm.
You're right there, Will.
Yeah, sorry. I was in a different fucking universe altogether.
I know what
He heard archery and he went,
I was looking at Wang extension supplements. That's what I was looking at.
There's a guy, he's a fitness guy, who said he did that. But we'll get to that in a minute. Keep going.
Oh, mother of God. Yeah, archery. You know, it's just it seems like a mad sport. It seems there's a lot of physical applications I think that you can talk about more than I could. but it does seem like an actual physically demanding sport compared to just, oh yeah, we stand there and pull a bow back and shoot it.
The biggest thing for me, having gone from archery to the gym, is like my lateral raise on my right arm
I
is
was gonna say, like,
ridiculous, and on my
weren't you
left
saying
arm
you've
is
got
nothing.
more strength in your one of your
Yeah.
arms compared to the other?
Like if you took a picture of my back, and I've never like posed my back because I'm balancing this shit out at the minute.
That's me.
My
Same with my
back
right arm.
and my right shoulder are
wanking,
gigantic
bro.
compared to the back. That as
Yeah,
well. Like
I've got
this whole side is just huge.
I've got a bigger left arm than my right arm, even though my right arm is my dominant arm.
Left arm it takes me about 15 minutes. Right arm he's done in 4 seconds.
Fucking deformed and skin is falling off in the left, fucking ripped on the right.
But it
Oh
gives
my
you
god,
gives you good
Liz from the Amazing
baseline.
Spider-Man. What are you doing here?
Only on one side.
Yeah.
Especially because people like don't like to train back. They're like, oh, I want to do my chest and my triceps and my shoulders because I get a big pump. But like when you already have a developed back, it's pretty nice to, train back.
I hear that. And when people say, oh, I can't get a back pump from deadlifts or rows, and I'm like, you're doing it wrong. And then for a laugh, sometimes for week 1, I might program like plate loaded back extensions, and I'm like, ping me after you do plate loaded back extension, then talk to me. And they'll like come out of the gym and be like, why is my entire lower back a block of fucking cheese?
That
right
actually
now?
sounds
And I'm like,
horrific. My girlfriend does that. I don't. I've avoided that.
it's very good for actually like balance, fixation, just like keeping everything tight for a good race. So like say if you're going for a squat and compared to high bar, low bar, we'll get into all that crack. But if you're bracing and you pretty much try and brace the chest as much as possible on a squat. So if you're trying to squat, that's like you're just gonna you're gonna fall. Compared to if you know how to brace your lower back and your core, all that abdomen, everything's just gonna be like, oh yeah. Everything's just gonna bump. Same with a
Simple as 1,
deadlift.
2, 3, as
Same
he
with bench.
says.
Do you
Yep.
think? Here's a question. I've heard people just say it and kind of meathead, so I didn't take it too serious. Do you think that some people are just born naturally stronger, or do you think anyone can do it? So we got an example here of how Will hasn't trained in about 2 years, and his bench is almost double mine.
Yeah, I was in the gym there last Thursday. It was the first time in like a year and a half and up to 60 kg PR bench.
I'm a
And-
lifelong athlete, and I've been working out consistently 3 months, and he fucking demolished me.
Okay. Jeez, where do I start with this?
See, I think it's with that case, like I know in work, like I'll go into work and like to start my shift, I'll move like 16 or 18 rolls, like 45 kg rolls of plastic. So it's not as heavy, but like I've kind of got that going in work where I'll come in. The first thing I'll do is like move like a shit ton of these or pulling like 700-800 kg pallets around like the whole time. Not that that'd have much of an
You might want to
effect
call
on.
Eddie Hall with them numbers, bro.
I mean, you have fucked your back by doing that the last time.
Yeah.
You ended up in Nace with a
Manual
fucked
handling
back.
is out here like, you not watching
Well,
the training video?
Did you not do manual handling? You fuck it.
Manual handling calls. They want their spinal cord back.
Kick the box, stand over the box in a straight
On
and
the
narrow,
box.
squat
through the box.
down.
Yeah, it's
I've sadly worked in factories as well. It's just, that was training second. But back to this. In shorthand, yes, I do believe genetics do play a big part. Without saying athletes here who I compete against, there's a lot of athletes who started week 1 benching like 90, deadlifting just one fucking 40 to 60, and then squatting into the 120s just like that straight away. Nothing was fixing their technique. Nothing. Now, someone like me who started fat, got too skinny, built up muscle, got a little bit fat again, pulled back. Yeah, well, you point. You keep pointing.
Yeah, that me a little bit of chub on me.
But going from that building, understanding how to get from A to B to C to D to 4 to 5 to blah, 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 and then progressively building up my total now in powerlifting and getting stronger and working with other coaches and picking everyone's brain. That's what I've pretty much done the whole summer. I've gone from Galway, Limerick to I'm going to Cork now in September for a comp, but I'm going to pick more brains there for coaching stuff. Just train with people. You learn new things for not only competing, lifting yourself, but coaching. Like, Jared, you came to me tomorrow and you were like, my bench is 50 kilo, 40 kilo, and I was like, right, send me a video, and you were flat on the bench, you didn't want to arch, you were like benching really in like that, like a very close grip, and I'm like, right, what are you? And if you're like, oh, I'm 6 foot, wingspan is like that wide, I'd be like, right, first of all, you're bringing in too much less range of motion here. Open up wide, pull back, and then it's just that reduce the range of motion. Bench and dreaded word everyone loves to not use in the powerlifting community, sumo. A sumo deadlift
Everyone
is
says it
cutting
doesn't
weight.
count. Everyone says it doesn't count. I've seen people
Yeah,
do
tell that to
insane
my
lifts,
coach.
and people are like, no. I got to step to like 600 pounds. I can't do 100, but no.
But like that, in doing a lift, it's about cutting the for powerlifting now. It's about if you can cut the range of motion to limit the most effect out of the push or the pull, do it. That's why people like myself, 5'8", stubby little bastards, do sumo and cut the range of motion. Because, well, sadly, if any of my competitors are watching this before September comes out, I have to switch back to conventional for my competition because my hips have just gonzo over the last 2 weeks. So I have to switch back to conventional. So, I have to do a real power lift. I have to do a real deadlift.
Oh no.
Sadly. But finish off the point, yeah, there is genetics, and then there is some people who have to work for it. It's not just, here you go, sperm, you are now strong, and sperm, you are not strong, good luck. All about your dad and your mama. In layman's terms.
There we go. So that's why Will's stronger than me.
Type.
Thanks, Will.
Yeah,
Actually, we're going to be
Yeah,
training
power
together
type
probably
what?
next week, so that should be fun.
Yeah, potentially middle of next week, possibly. If not, latest the week after. It's a.
You know what? If Will needs help, we'll do a wee challenge. Who can bench more by the end of the year? Jared, you do your own training. I'll coach Will, and we'll do like a bench off on like January 1st next
He already beats my bench. How about you coach me instead? Fuck. He'd be sitting there doing fucking, 200 kg. I'm sitting there like,
Just thumbs.
I got 40. All
The
the veins in the neck, fucking.
Popping out.
But I remember we didn't actually finish this point a minute ago with the natty or nots. I got the good one in with James Doyle Fitness, protein bar. If you don't know, do you think he's on something, or he's ever tried something? I think he had a very easy cut, and that kind of freaks me out. I started my cut the same time as him. He demolished me, and he ate fucking sweets.
I'm gonna say no.
He did.
I'm gonna say he's natty. Just from the simple terms of the man. If James watches this, I'm getting fucked anyways. I don't think he's smart enough to really dive into that background. While he has his PT award.
I can understand him getting annoyed about that.
Yeah, like he has his PT award and all that, but to do the level of like actual steroids that would achieve, say, I'm not going to use an Irish one. I'll use Greg Doucette. To achieve like the cut level of Greg Doucette, it's microcosms of weighing every little fucking milligram of everything that you're putting in your body down to the fine tuning of what you need. And I just think protein bar is just like, I like lifting weights, and I'm gonna go at myself. I'm just gonna go at it.
Fat stiffy for lifting heavy things.
Yeah, just a fat. Right. Sorry. No, that is the clickbait. I've just got a fat stiffy for lifting heavy things.
Like, I told you, he's obsessed with wines, man. It's just.
Won't stop. He actually, fun fact about Will, he showed Crow his wang when they went on holiday together.
Oh,
And that was the same night that he shot the bed.
I didn't.
He did it on purpose. He did it on purpose.
Wait. Before we go to the next topic, right? Are we talking like, a Dulcolax like shit the bed, or like a Dingleberry shit the bed?
Like a wet fart followed through shit the bed.
He fucking rolled over the bed, and the quilt got stuck between his arse, and he shit himself.
For fuck's sake.
How do you explain that to the cleaners? Oh, it's Nutella, I
And
swear.
then I left it there after the 5th day we were there and just said, hope the fucking God they don't come after me.
Oh,
I can't wait to go on the
Okay.
next one.
Oh,
fuck.
man.
Next year, it's gonna be even better.
Yeah.
Get out.
But
Please don't invite me.
yeah. Who else we got? Sean Fitness, what do you think of him? Because I got shit for calling him.
He's
Yes.
about as natural as Nicki Minaj's body.
I wish I could probably stand here and be like, he's completely natural, but I think a while ago he was probably very natural, but I think he's probably hopped on stuff recently because the increase in muscle mass and just how crazy he's looked lately is just, it's a little bit sus. I understand
He
if he's like,
blames it on the bro split. The fucking bro split.
see, he trains out of, he's in Limerick, but I know he was in City Gym a wee while. He was running a program off Jer Bauer, whatever his name is, the owner of City Gym, pretty much. And Jer is a very competent, smart, like, powerlifter as well. But I remember he put up a video of he was on the road to like 140 in a low weight cut, and Jer would program probably the same way most powerlifters program. Do a couple of weeks of volume in like an off season of 3 sets of 4s or 3 sets of 5 or 6 reps, increasingly weight, getting better, understanding the muscle, what needs to building momentum. And he was pretty much just trying to go doubles straight away, and then he tried to go into singles like after 3 weeks, and he was just like cutting out Jer's programming. And I was just like, listen to the man, because I know myself. Like, there was a client I had ages ago, and I was like, right, we're taking 4 to 5 weeks here of just pure building volume. Accessories are heavy. We're putting on some muscle on you, a bit of weight, and by like week 4, they text me and went, "Oh, I'm after failing a 1RM squat," and I was like, "Why the fuck did you do a 1RM squat? That's not for like another 8 weeks." They were like, "Oh, I just thought I'd try it for a laugh." I was just like, "Oh," and then they were fatigued, and then we had to deload them and then restart them. And I was just like, "Oh, you're killing me." I was
That's
like, "You're killing me here, man."
like it's one thing that you can learn most things on your own initially, but understand people know better. Like you
Like,
should have taken that time.
a great example of if you have Instagram open there, a person who is self-taught in the like the powerlifting landscape of the Irish Powerlifting Federation and is an absolute animal is Alex Cremens, also out of City Gym Limerick. Alex
Do I
Cremens
know?
hasn't. You definitely know him. He's a big boy, and he was a
Cremens.
66
Big
national
boy.
champion. I say big boy. He's only like he's in the 74s now, but he was in the 66 kilo class. And he was
If you
pulling
tell me he's
sick
natural,
numbers.
give it.
Alex is natural.
He
Swear to
is.
God.
He gives good hope.
Because Alex
Oh, here he is.
piss
He's-
tests every comp he does.
Yeah, okay. He has one. You guys have it open as well. If you scroll down far enough, there's a picture of him in his jocks. One of the comments is fucking big boy.
What's his name?
He's a massive fuck off bulge here. But yeah, he's in incredible shape.
What was his name?
Alex
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Cremens.
him. He's like, what's his name?
Oh, where is he,
Well, he wants
guys?
to look at the poll.
That was pull up the willy.
But no, he looks. He has the same build as Jason Statham. If you go back far enough.
Yeah, Alex is crazy. But what's funny about Alex is Alex did, I think, his TY placement or his PLC placement, one or the other, in City Gym Limerick. And he said to them, he was like, "Oh, what's the chance of me getting a job here?" And they were pretty much like, "If you go learn as much as you can, we'll help you if you train here as well and see what happens." And he started just coaching random boys in the place. And he did kind of what I tried to do this summer of going to every gym, every powerlifting gym, picking everyone's brain, just seeing what works for them, what works for him, and then building it to his own clients. And he's probably, if not one of the best coaches in Ireland at the moment for powerlifting, because his approach style would be a lot different to say mine or maybe my coaches or someone else's coaches. So yeah, if you came to me and you were like, "I want to compete in February in the February Open in Irish Powerlifting Federation," I'd be like, "Right, we're going to take pretty much this off season of the next 4 months to build you up to the weight category you need, the strength and all that type of stuff, and then work slowly into quads, triples, doubles, and then come goes the time singles, peaking you with an RPE system." What Cremens would do, what I've heard roughly, is he'd more have someone at like a top end coming near comp, so we'd have them doing a heavy double and then a back down of 4s straight away. So not even doing like 2 sets or 3 sets of doubles, just straight in, boom, a little bit of fatigue there, pull them back, do the things, and then push them into something else straight away. So the body can adapt, they can understand what's really going to happen, because something that I even implemented with some of my clients recently, and I was implemented through my own coach, was fatigue singles. So what that is pretty much is, I use squats for example. I was doing 3 sets of 4s at 120. So that was pushing at an RP7, and then from that pulling back, going into fatigue single at like 125, and seeing how my body just reacted from there. So it's just building basis of how the body will react going forward, and then just pushing from it. If you gets me.
Speaking of how the body reacts, I have this big fear.
Rash.
And it's any kind of bicep exercise. I train light as fuck, but for like high volume, because I'm scared of that motherfucker snapping off. I've seen too many videos. I will never do a full range of motion on bicep. Even if you tell me a perfect exercise with a 1 pound dumbbell, I'm not going to do it. I'm so scared of ripping that shit off the bone. Did you ever get worried about your joints failing you when you're lifting? There's ultimately probably a lot more likely that they're going to rip than the muscle.
In the most cocky way possible, no. For the simple reason of my technique in terms of across my 3 lifts is pretty solid, that I can trust it. It's when you go into accessories, then it starts to get dodgy. Because say like the big thing in there, like pushing Tom Platt's leg days and all that type of jazz. It's just some of the stuff the boys be going on just to kill you. And I've done like RP8, RP9 type sets of leg extensions or Bulgarians or whatever like that, and you get to the point where you actually feel like you're gonna explode. Like, but sometimes you have to push that level on a certain exercise. Know your limits, obviously. Sometimes you just listen to the body. There's been plenty of times I've been out in the gym and my coach would be, "You have to get this done. You have to get this done today. Make sure it's at that." And I'd be like, "Right, yeah, no bother." And then I'll get my warm ups done, and my body's just like, "Not today. We ain't pushing this today." So I'm just like, "Right, I just have to listen to the body. There's nothing else I can do here." Sometimes just listening to the body is a better thing in the long run.
That's it. And how long would your normal training session be?
An hour and a half is what I always aim for. Maximum would be about 2 hours on like a bad day.
Was it?
Like I
You
know
trained
lads
what,
be
like 3
pushing
hours?
to 4.
Jared used to train 3 hours in the gym.
I don't say you should train 3 hours. I train 3 hours because I love doing cardio, because I'm trying to lose the fat. And we're also talking about climbing a mountain soon, so I've been doing a lot of incline cardio.
Yeah.
What mountain are you thinking?
What's the one you're on?
Bro, Patrick,
Stairway
what
to
did you
Heaven.
say, bro?
And Crow Patrick, yeah.
Patrick it's a trek and a half.
Oh, I've
It's
done it
tough.
before, yeah.
See, my goal is to like just go ahead, because last time we were together, we climbed the mountain. I was in terrible shape.
That was Hellfire Club, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Hellfire Club, yeah.
Get to the top.
To be fair, we
Fucking get to the bottom.
We walked up like the fucking dirt trail, like smack bang up the fucking 90-degree angle side of that. If we actually found the walking train, which was like 5K, it would have been so easy, like. But
They just parked up. Right, lads, let's go. No, hold on.
Right up the split.
Literally.
Oh, boys, we've been needing that. I'm like, come on, let's go.
You haven't moved up the mountain yet, you motherfucker.
But
Jared was on that Russian training system, just opening up that lungs for more oxygen.
I was having a bit of a bad split with my health for about a year doing that kind of stuff, and I got super fat, and I kind of made me want to do all this kind of gym stuff. So it worked out pretty good in the end. I had to really kind of fuck myself up to realize I don't like being fucked up. I used to be 155 pounds lean as fuck when I was doing archery. Then COVID happened.
That was what, 5 years ago at the time?
Yeah.
And COVID, like
175 now, but a lot bigger.
Yeah.
I think though there's 2 types of fucked up though. There's obviously I'm locked in an alleyway on cat, and then there's like using it for your sport or using it in the gym. Like I know myself, I go to fucking awful places when I train, especially comp. But I love it. I love going to just that bad place, getting fucked up. It's great. Compared to some people who run through walls.
What was actually, you made me think of something. Larry Wheels recently, he was working out way too hard, and he got some kind of condition where his muscles were broken down so far that it got into his bloodstream, and he had to go into fucking hospital about this.
Don't sound good.
I'm gonna find out
Be
what
lying
it's,
to you,
what it's
Iger.
called.
You're looking at a man who, during first year of college, knew there was an anatomy physiology exam that needed 70% on the Friday, and we already booked the 12 pubs for the Thursday, so I couldn't say no. So yeah, went into my first year anatomy physiology exam absolutely locked out of my mind, out of it. And I remember I was like here, and there was a fella behind me, and it was like a slanted seat thing, and it was, you had to do every question, you had to get 70 right. So I was sitting there and just sitting, I'm probably about 15 questions in out of 30, and I'm like, oh, my belly's bubbling here. I had too many Guinnesses last night. I'm like, oh no. And I was like, okay, I could squeak it out and it'll be fine, and it'll just blow out the door. That was my drunk mind. I was like, I'll squeak it and blow. I'll just be like, be fine. Farted. And I was like, I don't smell it. It's fine. It's fine. But the fella behind me did. And all you could hear is and I was like, that's the end of this exam. Bye. I was like, nope. I was like, no.
Guys are menace.
Oh,
Handed it up, got 40%. Email next week. Yeah, you're gonna have to repeat that. And I was like, no bother, I'll be sober this time. I was like, it was worth just doing a runner.
So what I was referring to with Larry Wheels there, he got this thing called rhabdo or rhabdomyolysis.
Oh, I've heard of it, yeah.
Serious medical condition that can be fatal or result in permanent disability. Rhabdo occurs when damaged muscle tissue releases its proteins and electrolytes into the blood. These substances can damage the heart and kidneys. Blah, blah, blah. But he got it from training too hard. When I look at pictures of it, it's always like kind of older people. Maybe their muscles breaking down in some way, but it doesn't look at people who work out in any regard.
Should be having
It
it. Like.
turns your piss brown or black. So,
oh.
yeah.
I mean,
oh.
And he had to go into the hospital.
There,
for
done
it.
that.
Yeah, been there.
That's a usual Sunday morning for me since growing.
Fuck me.
Yeah, that sounds horrible, to be fair, though. Jesus.
Yeah.
The man's talking like he's not talking from first-hand experience.
Mm.
Oh,
Just they're like,
hey.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible.
That
I mean,
sounds horrible.
I mean, you are
Carefully
talking to a
hasn't
man
been-
who took 2 shots of apple sours and
Man.
was legless.
Oh.
Man, you always bring this up like it wasn't the first time I ever touched a shot. Like,
Skill issue.
He was 23 at the time. No.
It
This
was last
actually
week.
2 weeks ago.
it was actually last night.
Yeah.
But
I know.
oh yeah, to be honest, I can't even touch drink anymore. It's
Yeah,
I just
I-
had too many years of boozing.
One off it. We had.
Oh, I wouldn't be sworn off it. Like
Bro,
if someone
you're
offered me
not
a pint,
there
I'd be
like
like,
the same. You always ask us when we're going out again, when we're drinking again. Would you get out?
Two.
I didn't say
Bro.
anything. I didn't nod.
You're there like,
I didn't. I wasn't I wasn't saying.
I listened to Andrew Huberman talk about it and how dangerous it is for like your whole body. I can't go near it now. I'm like, fuck. Because it just goes to all
Oh,
your
right, well,
cells, and
probably
every few of them just kind of dies and doesn't get any better from it. It just completely dies. It's indiscriminate. Indiscriminate. It'll be your kidney, your brain, your skin. Doesn't matter what kind of cell. It just destroys it. And it can get into any kind of cell.
1 to 500 right now. Jared drinks in the next month. Put money on it.
And
I'm about to
I've
know,
had one drink
that
in
me.
4 months, so I don't think it's happening.
no.
Okay, we will keep it posted.
I had a Malibu and
podcast
Coke 2 weeks ago, and it was the first drink in 4 months.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Coke Zero is goated. I will stand by it. I'm sorry.
Pepsi
I
Max.
haven't
Zero
touched
zero.
one
Send me
since
in.
Ponza. I haven't touched anything since Ponza. I'm been gone off it now.
Yeah,
be
you,
good.
you two both said, and I think we said on the pod as well, that when you got back from Ponza, you're going to be on a health binge. And in fairness, she's kind of stuck to it.
Well, I have. He hasn't.
What do you mean I have?
Oh, here we go.
I
Go
mean, you sent in a snap like what, like a couple of days ago with a few bottles. You're like, woo. I'm like,
Listen, it was a fucking fat stack of ribs as well, alright? I was balancing
yeah,
it
yeah.
out.
Protein,
He
huh?
had like 6 ribs,
Hello.
and about 10 minutes later, there was bones on the plate. Oh, lads, fucking demolished.
Yeah,
them.
like, Fucking
I
tasty,
need to
lad.
wash this down. Like I can't.
Barbecue fucking flavored ribs in a fat bottle.
Yeah.
Down the
Yeah,
hatch.
literally. Here's me. I'm like, I haven't touched a drink, man.
You look,
Gone.
in moderation, who cares? Like,
Exactly.
Exactly. Well, the way I say it, like if someone comes to me and they're like, I want to lose weight, and I was like, oh, but I've so much events going on, I give them a 7-unit limit a week. So 7 units is pretty much 7 bottles. I think it's equates around 5 singles or something like that, or around the same, and then it's 2 doubles. So do with that as you want. Pints, I think it's like 4 or 5. You get 4 or 5 pints a week, and that can just regulate out. Now, saying that, there's other PTs I know who have done massive weight cuts, photo shoots and all that, while still drinking. And they can. The only thing you have to do is you have to obviously do your calories. So if Will or something was like, I'm trying to get to a photo shoot in 6 months, and then tomorrow he eats a big lock of ribs, and they come to like 900 calories, and then he's like, ooh, I've still got 1100 calories left. I'm still a little bit peckish here. And he's like, I'm going to demolish 14 bottles of Dynamite.
I've
Quit
seen
to
him do
that.
by the way.
So that's his 1700 calories for the whole day. Not good calories, but it's calories. So for the next day, he's going to have to be like, right, I hit my calories yesterday. It looks at his macros, and it's like 750 grams of carbs and 2 grams of protein. He's going to be like,
average
I'm going to have
mother's
to pull
cooking.
back here. I'm going to have to pull back here somewhere. So next day you pull back a little bit, or you bank calories the day before. You might always hear PTs being like, did you bank your calories for the weekend? And you're like, no, because I am a normal fucking human. I don't really do that. But what banking calories is like, you have a big wedding or something on a Friday. So every day you pull back your calories, like say 150, 200 something. So you save them to binge on a certain day. So by the time you get to the Friday, if every day you're meant to be eating 1700 or 2000 or something, you pull back say 1500, 1500, 1500. I don't recommend it, but for talk's sake. And then on that day, you're like, fuck, I'm going to go over by like 3000 calories. Then your body's not going to react in a certain way of just being like, oh, well, now I'm just really bloated. You're going to be bloated, but the body hasn't had what it's had lately. You're going to have a spike, and then it's going to come down, and then you'll regulate straight
Yeah.
out. Bank, pretty much.
Yeah.
Bank for your buck.
Calories in, calories out. Careful for your sacrifices, etc.
Take half shifts.
I do tend to binge myself and as well, in fairness. But it's not like I'm gonna grab like a couple of chocolate bars or whatever, because most are like 500 calories plus. I'll get one of these motherfuckers, a protein mousse. I'll get like 2 bags of popcorn and go wham, demolish it. That's like 340 calories normally. And
Popcorn is the most OG low cal thing.
Dude, I've eaten 4 bags in a row and just sat there like, I don't give a shit. This is within my calories. I could have one more. I don't fucking care.
Rice cakes.
And I got all the Pepsi Max in the world. It's 0 calories.
All right, but here's the thing though, and this is going to be a controversial take from me. I don't like a lot of flavored rice cakes. Just the rice cakes with salt. Salted rice cakes. That's me.
Ooh.
Yeah, because they're really low calorie. Fairness.
Yeah. Low cal. Get a bit of sodium in from them. Boom.
Aldi has ones that are very low as well. Silly ones, 29 calories.
Oh,
yeah, I've had one.
Burn
the hole of you though. Burn the hole of you after.
Fuck you up.
You'd be walking out of the gym and you'd be like, get me home, get me home, get me home.
There's actually these great ones in Tesco. They're fat as fuck. Like, they're huge. 50 something calories and they're caramel flavor. Oh.
Someone clip that and put it on the Instagram.
Tesco has these rice cakes.
Fucking hell.
But yeah, it's
that's the promo. That's the promo for next week. We don't even need to do any with me. Just rice cakes.
Fuck. Yeah, obviously a rice cake fan. But yeah,
I've literally been living off. You know, like those fucking I've been sending them to you, Jared. Fucking the Fit Foods. I live off them now.
Yeah, like Power Nutrition and there's kind of stuff.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. Right, I dislike Fit Foods. Something serious. Just because the meat that they use I just don't think it's rich enough or something. Especially the pasta. The pasta just tastes a little bit weird compared to when you try. I don't actually like the Pure Power, but the meat in it's a lot better than Fit Foods. Or say, I don't know if you have it like down there. I know that we have it in Dundalk. Nude Foods. Nude Foods has like a good, like hefty bit of meat in it. It's nice. They do like a pasta ragu, and it's actually lovely. I can't say a bad word about it. But then you try like Jerry, you were saying, Pure Power or Nutrition Power or something.
Yeah, Power
They
Nutrition.
do like a lovely, they do like a lovely chicken and rice and all the types of pasta and all.
There's steak and potatoes. Holy fuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
I noticed
send
Aldi
me in.
and you know, actually no, it's just Aldi. Aldi's doing Fit Foods kind of thing like that at the minute. And
I tried.
Yeah,
I don't trust it. I don't trust like what they're actually saying is in it. Like, there's no way there's
Yeah.
like 32 grams of protein in this. Like, it's
Because
pasta.
Aldi, you buy a fucking pasta dinner and you get in a fucking camping tent in it as well, like. It's like a fucking meal deal.
Yeah, it actually isn't far off a meal deal.
So what'd you do for the weekend? I just sat in a field. I bought a tent for a tenner. My meal said it was 45 grams of protein per bite, and I just lived.
That's not even the meal.
And the guy's saying it's just this massive, bloated.
Do you remember we did that recently? Fucking cooked up some fucking chicken fillets. We threw it on the fucking bonfire, man.
The curry sausages and the fucking chili.
We had a barbecue at night. It was a terrible idea.
Charcoal fucking raw chicken.
Yeah,
charcoal the outside.
Yeah, the chicken at the top of the skewer was charcoal, and at the end it was raw. So
to be fair,
you know what?
The skewers were alright. It was when we tried to do the sausages at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and not one of us had a fucking limb left to be used.
It was great.
Yeah.
A fucking curry sausage, and it wasn't even cooked the whole way through.
Oh, stop!
You didn't complain. You still ate them.
Fucking sure I did, lad. I was hungry.
Goddamn right.
And then that man drank 12 bottles.
How far off to be fair.
The glass.
Yeah, but I've been living off Fit Foods, kind of.
And protein pots.
Recently. Protein pots.
It's difficult, and then you see some PTs put up the videos being like, this pack of, I don't know, I won't actually, because he actually made, the fella I know who made a video like that, but he pretty much said, all the PTs, you know, like the protein pancakes, like, this is lying to you. The protein pancakes are lying to you. And I'm just like, I know they're lying to me, but, you know, I'm gullible at this point. I don't really care.
Protein.
I think there's a black guy in the UK who does that, and he's always like, this is trash, and he flings it like, go get this as like steak or something. And he gets like so much shit off everyone, but like it's deserved. Like, stop overcomplicating it.
Silverback trousers.
We'll talk about him in a minute.
There's one content creator that and I'm not going to mention him like his name.
I prefer if you did. If they're Irish, I prefer if you did.
Yeah, he's from the north though. He's literally like 40 minutes away from me. So I'm kind of like, he's massive. You've seen him, like, anytime you go on Instagram, you'll see him straight away.
Does he ask you to follow at the end?
Probably. I even do that.
And he does a bunch of fucking like recipes and stuff too.
And I haven't seen the recipes. He does like more like, why are you doing this exercise when you should be doing this exercise?
Wouldn't know.
No, I wouldn't know
either. Northern accent.
Turtle.
I'm doing that. I'm actually doing a bit of a mock video on him for one of the Powerlifting 101s this week. Tony McElvery. Anyone know?
Let's see if we do.
He's a big fella. But he starts every video with like, why are you doing this when you could be doing this, and you're wanking with that hand, but you could be doing the bicep with that hand? Tony McElvery. And the man is massive. Absolutely huge.
I have definitely.
Is this done?
You wearing makeup in his profile picture?
Yep.
That's it.
Stop doing wanky bicep curls.
He's lifting wooden weights in one of these videos, and like, they look gigantic. They look like, oh, this guy's like definitely a strong man, but they're not actually that heavy.
It's 2.5s.
20 kg on one of the ones there, and it's fucking gigantic.
Blocks of timber, like.
Literally. Does he have a podcast? New episode week. Oh no, he did.
He's one of
someone.
those as well. He does, the mentoring, the fitness mentoring things for PTs. And to be honest with you, I won't give an opinion on the whole fitness mentoring thing because I've looked into it. Oh, not a bit natural. not a Scooby fucking dude.
This guy
Silverback
is
Tarzan.
55.
He's 51, and he
Oh,
pisses
51.
Jared off so much.
Because this guy says he specifically said, no TRT.
Yeah.
Has to be TRT.
Just
like there's not like
eats blueberries and
goes-
shit, and then he has videos where he's eating a fry. He's like, everything you
He's
need.
like,
You got your
"And
meat.
drink water and eat porridge." And we're like, okay.
like I'll say this, like I don't know when we're finished
Yes,
this,
that's
but
good
I'll
for
say
you,
this.
but you're not gonna be that jacked. Like there's fat people
No.
who do that shit.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, once I hit 30 beyond and everything stops working and I'm not producing enough test, I'd probably recommend everyone
Booster.
Yeah, 100%
Yeah.
agree.
TRT, because at the end of the day, I know plenty of people who are in their late 30s, 40s who would be open and like, oh yeah, sure, I'm on TRT. I need to keep myself going. The old lady wants another child in a couple of months or whatever. Like, and you're just like, oh yeah, just stick it in the bowl. Yeah, get her going. Keep her lit. But you're like,
I wouldn't say
yeah.
30 now, in fairness. I would say like 35, 40 range.
There's a lot of people who
I think
do it
when
younger.
you're out
That's
of
the worst
your
part.
prime, which is like roughly about 32, you can all like, well, you know what footballers don't get really past 25 or 35.
Kind of 28 to kind of 32 is kind of like your prime years as such. So
Yeah.
anything after that, like it's easy to maintain if you're still playing at a high level. But if you consider most players now retire by like 35,
And
Yeah,
in like a sporting sense,
just go to Saudi Arabia.
yeah,
Al
get a fat
Nassr.
paycheck.
there's the missus.
Oh,
Also a lifter.
hello, Shauna.
Sure.
Give him a flex.
Damn, it's bigger than Jared.
Nothing there.
They said bigger than me.
God bless Jared. We'll get him over 45 kilo one day bench. We're gonna
Yeah.
get there.
Huh? Oh, perfect. Still yours.
I don't even know what my food is. I'm starving.
But yeah, once you fall out of that range, it's kind of rough. There is a guy, Brian Johnson. He's that guy trying to live forever, and that motherfucker. It's a great thing someone's going to do it to see how long a human can actually live under perfect circumstances. It's kind of a sacrifice. It's not really living.
Okay, well, actually,
But
wait.
he does do TRT for like living a longer life. So if someone like that's doing it, I'm all ears.
Yeah, right. Probably a topic we're gonna dive in. I don't know if it'll be the last one, but it's definitely right. All these pull up the Instagram there. We're gonna look at one lifter here in particular, and you are all gonna feel emasculated as fuck.
So we've done a Natty or Nots. We've done the powerlifting drama. All that kind of stuff's going on. But not even drama, just people. Do you fellas have any more questions?
I don't think so.
Like you got a chance to talk to a guy who actually knows about lifting.
I suppose like the thing for me, it's like obviously getting like the right balance between like actually doing your workouts and like eating good is important. But
That's
for
your
me
weakness.
for me as somebody who is like one of the pickiest eaters you will ever meet, any advice?
Man.
Do you want the nice answer? Or do you want the
No, I want
real
the
answer?
fucking brutally honest answer because the nice answer
Be
is what motivates
Unfiltered,
me.
raw,
Stop
honest
just-
truth.
Like as a picky eater myself, it's about going into situations and eating shit you don't want to eat. Like
That's it.
when I was doing
Shut up, girl.
like my meal prep, it was just the basic bullshit of chicken and rice, spaghetti. Oh, a little bit of chicken here as well on the odd side. And it's like, no, you have to force yourself to eat veg. You have to force yourself to eat turkey, ham, stuff that you like, you may not like, and just stomach it. After a first week, you're gonna hate it still, but your appetite will grow to it. You'll get better. You'll be like, okay, yeah, actually,
let me play devil's advocate here.
Like, listen to it.
If Will is absolutely adamant, I don't want to do this. I don't want to eat veg and stuff. Could he take like microgreens and stuff like that, or is it just you have to do it?
You have to do it.
Yeah.
There's obviously supplements and there's obviously things that can change your body and help you eat better and all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, getting the raw nutrients into you is probably better than say taking a shake of something. Or getting the actual compounds of it, it's getting you straight in. Like if you were to come to me tomorrow and you were like, I'm drinking 14 B12 shakes, I'm taking grass-fed water and like whatever else you could mention in the world, I'd be like, that's really good for you. How much are you spending on that? You're like, oh, €500 a week, and I'm just like, you fucking idiot.
All
You
the
can
rent
get
money.
50 cent. You can spend
All the
50 cent
wages.
on broccoli down the road.
Yeah.
Go have salad, my man.
Now,
But
So
it's in
just
that.
basically just dive into it then and just accustom yourself to it, like.
Exactly. Like they're like obviously test the water on some things. There's certain
Yeah.
things that I'll never go near again. Like tuna. I can't do tuna. Can't do it. But some people love it. Some
tuna
people
with
hate it.
peanut
Just
butter.
depends.
Oh my god.
God help your girlfriend.
I've had
mid-shift.
tuna before. It's amazing.
The
Mother
same
of
time
God.
though as well, like I'm assuming you don't want to just completely cut everything else out. You want to kind of wean yourself onto it, like obviously not just completely cut all the shite or whatever out at the same time, like. And
We'll
just go
replace
straight
it. Like
onto a
Yeah,
healthy
well, like-
eating.
you love Wotsits. Have popcorn. Have 2 bags of popcorn. You have
Yeah.
3. That's
Yeah.
like 300 calories in a bag of Wotsits. There's like the same amount of 3
Yeah.
packets of popcorn.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to cut everything out. Like on a regular basis, even when I'm currently cutting weight now to get in for my comp because I'm sitting around 74.2, so I have to be below the 74 mark. So I fluctuate rapidly. I could go from 72.8 one week to nearly 77. I could really just spectrum jumps like crazy for me. And I stay in the same calories every day. It just depends on what my macros are like. But if you understand what your macros and your calories are, you're fine going forward. And then fitting everything into your food tracker is just where you go. Like if a client comes to me, I have my own like app that I run everything through. And on that it has thousands of recipes or something. So if you were like, oh, I want a roast, it was like something with roast beef, you just put into the food tracker thing roast beef and a load of suggestions of full on recipes, foods that you can cook 10 minutes, bulk cook, do it over 5 days and have meal preps there for you. Simple enough. Even
Yeah.
pasta, if you're trying to put on weight, trying to lose weight, there's variations of it that you can be like, I want to do the cut version, or I want to do the bulk version, or it'll add a different measurement of your lean beef or your stock cubes or something like that. That'll just boost it a little bit compared to what you were taking with the cut.
Right, yeah.
Just simple things like that. It when people come to you first, like as PT, it is a lot of information you give them at once, and you try and dumb it down as much as possible without going, you're doing da. Like I always start week 1, but like scan your stuff, see how you are, and then when I do your check-in video and send it out to you or do your call, I'll show you where you went wrong, and then we can correct it in week 2. Week 1's never about like I want to lose 4 kilos in week 1. It's not really going to happen. You're not going to see much weight loss from week 1. If you see 2 kilos lost in week 1, I know you haven't ate anything and you're breathing air for 7 days. I know
Yeah.
you're just sitting there going, delicious. I'm just like, ooh, that's bad. That's bad.
Yeah.
So slow steps, slow and small wins equal great progress in the long run. Like one of my clients now who's competing now in September as well, when she started with me, she didn't want to
Is
really
powerlifting?
lose weight. Yeah, powerlifting. So she started with me and she was like, oh, I'd like to really like just lean up, get a bit of strength and go from there because she was injured playing rugby. She was like, I'm injured, I can't play rugby. I suppose I'll just do this. And I was like, yeah, grand. And she had a couple of issues with ED. So putting her on macros, having her scan of food was a no-go from day one. So I was like, right, I don't want you scanning. I just want you living. Roughly regulate your food to know where you can eat and where you can't eat, and we'll go from there. And over the last 8 months, she's lost 15 kilos.
That's
Just
major.
from basically just
Yeah.
living. Like she started with me, she was 110, and just out of curiosity, we weighed her there last week because I was like, right, we need to see are you still in the weight bracket for competing in the 84 pluses. She was like, yeah, I hopped on C95, and we were like, whoa. She was like, I haven't been in the double digits since I was 14. I was like, fuck, like that's big. Like there's a post going up
Jesus, yeah.
soon on the Instagram about it, but just living. Go to the gym 3 days, and she's only doing 3 days a week out in the dungeon, and that's it. Does an hour, goes home. That's it. Doing that for the last 8 months. It's just simple. So it's small steps, the big journey.
Yeah.
Is the way I like to put it for people.
Yeah. A bunch of little things. But where me and you disagree and obviously you know a shit ton more, infinitely more. You don't like supplements. I fucking love supplements.
It's not that I don't like them. I just, if there's a certain need for it, I'll be like, yeah. Like if my iron levels were low, I take iron tablets. Or if I feel like I'm not getting enough vitamin C or vitamin D or something like that in it, I'd be like, yeah. But to go out of my way and be like, I'm gonna scaff down fish oil every morning because I think it's gonna help with this, and there is obviously scientific research. It's more just a preference.
Yeah.
Now, if Will or something came to me and was like, oh, the doctor said I need this, I'd be like, right, that's from a medical point of view. Definitely go on it. There's a lot of things PTs will tell you, and you just shouldn't believe them. I'll be deadly honest with you. Like, if you came to me and were like, this ankle's fucking bent out of shape, do you know how to fix it? And if I try and fix it, yeah, that's a lawsuit. We ain't covered for that. Like, a girl came to me a couple of months ago and she was like, I'd love to start training with you. And I was like, yeah, fill out the consultation form, I'll call you back. And on the consultation form, it said she had an arrhythmic heart, a rhythmic heartbeat, and a hole in her heart. And I was just like, that's a red flag. Extra, I went, do you have supervision from a GP to say you can train? She was like, no, I've never really went to the doctor about it. And I was like, I can't coach you unless you go get a letter say you can, okay. Because as soon as you come into my facility, I don't know if you have an incident there, my insurance will cover that or not. So it's better to cover your own arse, like. Always better to be safe than sorry.
Massively.
Get me.
Yeah.
But if you were to start taking supplements, right? Am I insane for saying don't need more than 3? Multivitamin, creatine, and fish oil. I think the average person needs nothing more than that. Even the most, like, people who are 2 or 3 years into training.
I'd be lying to you if I gave you a solid yes or a solid no, because there's probably so much more research that could be done on not creatine. That's the most done. But certain people react certain ways. I might find myself just certain supplements just bloat me. Creatine, especially one of them, I just get fat with it, and I don't react well for some reason. Whether that's just something with my body, I just bloat, and obviously it's water weight coming on, but I just don't react well to it. Fish oil, obviously it's good. Multivitamins, multivitamin, yeah. I'll straight up say, yeah, you need a multivitamin. If you're not taking multivitamin, run to Aldi and buy a tent with it.
I think this little one here, God's greatest gift, a little
Aldi
multivitamin.
Viagra.
Yeah, you bought the Aldi creatine.
No, I don't. No, it's not Aldi creatine. I get my creatine from Germany. It's White World.
Yeah, but you bought one like a few weeks ago, didn't you? To try it out.
No, you're taking a pre-workout. The Aldi pre-workout.
Oh, yeah,
it's €11. I was gonna try it. No, it is terrible. If you think C4, if C4 is the baseline, it's like that's a 5 out of 10. Aldi one is a 3 out of 10. Like, you would need to double up on everything to get the same amount you would from C4, which is considered mid. So I wouldn't recommend it. Like, it's just a shit ton of caffeine. If you need it, it's loads there, but everything else in it, below useful amounts. I think it's L-citrulline or L-arginine. I think you need like basically 3 grams of it to feel anything.
Yeah.
And they put in 1,200. So there's no effects from it. A lot of it is nothing. And they probably have less than what they say is in it. They include is it black pepper extract because it's supposed to make supplements absorb better, but in reality, even that doesn't have enough to boost what's there. Shit.
Yeah, fact. Right, we'll go last question. We'll probably jump her there because I'm starving. I can't lie to you.
Yeah, I'm starving too.
Tell us about your clothing line.
Right. Heavy Circle Club.
Because it's cool too. Now, I have to say, your camera has been a little messed up this whole time. You've got to sit a bit close to it for us to see.
Okay. Right.
Send us a freebie.
Shut up.
Well, I ain't making money.
No, I'm thinking of buying one of these. Look pretty cool. I like Heavy Circle Club.
This is obviously the shiny material, the actual cotton material is the one we sell, and this is just like a test product. But it just came up randomly, to be honest. Just making an idea of the HEC was just, I was sitting down one day and I was looking at the antisocial social club t-shirts, and I was just like, that's a good name of a brand, good marketing, grand. And then I was like, fuck, what do gym heads and just meat lunks love? And I was like, heavy circles. I was like, maybe make a heavy circle club. People just love that shit. And I was like, yeah, let's build it from there. And then obviously all the designs, I'd be lying to you if I was like, I made all this myself. Not a hope. I have a design guy, a lad I went to school with who does all my designs, and he's great. He does everything for me. And while this month we dropped the comp t-shirt for singlets and stuff. So if you're competing and you're not with a club or something, you just want to like random HCC whatever, you can compete under that. And then next month I think we're going to drop a pump cover. So a pump cover design
I like
with a little
that.
bit of inspiration from like a Gymshark / Alpha Land hybrid of not like just completely robbing like the Gymshark straight across the back, but do our own type of thing, see what we can come up with, and then just run from there. Everything obviously is shipped to yours truly. It's just like a small little business thing, and then I'd be lying if I said we're making loads of money. Oh, we're making hey. Like I'd say I make €2.50 off every t-shirt because I price it correctly, so I'm not like robbing people. It's this amount of money to make it, this amount of VAT on the t-shirt for printing, and then I sell it for a 2% increase of what I paid for it, pretty much. So everyone gets fair trade on what it is.
You doing it
I
through
make penny.
Shopify?
No, I do it for myself, just completely. Completely myself.
Shopify is the
So,
same rate for the like €2 keep. That's the lowest amount you can set your own profit to.
Yeah, I just think there's a lot of people who use like Redbubble, Shopify, and I think people just get lost too much in it. That's why I do it individually on my own before going into a little bit more and just like building an actual website through WordPress or Wix or some big brain things like that. But
Yeah.
that's pretty much the HCC. We have a lot of things planned, hopefully for the future and hopefully for the end of this year, and then ramping up and just pushing on.
See, it'd be exciting to see how things develop over the coming months anyway.
Yeah.
So we're not fully there with the whole Greg Doucette plug at the end where we're like, buy the cookbook, buy the supplements, harder than last time, blah blah blah.
No.
But we're getting there. We got the clothing line set up. When's the cookbook dropping? I would love to see that. It's amazing people don't do that.
See, this is the thing about cookbooks or just books in general. People are too lazy to read. In simple terms, people don't want to read. They want a video.
It depends. It's
35
very
seconds.
niche. Like there's not a lot of nice things you can make if you want to get jacked.
Yeah. Tren salad.
Yeah, trin bologna sandwich. There you go.
Send me in.
Yeah.
Kids go with that.
Yeah, we'll
Sandwich
get to
could
the
be
Greg
overpassed,
Doucette
to be fair.
level one day of just selling everything.
Yeah,
This is
we'll
my shoe. I squatted in once. You should buy it.
make him richer than last time. He's a funny guy, and you did a great impression of him earlier. But the clothing line, I love it. It looks great. Yeah, I'm thinking when we do our little powerlifting video where you show us the stuff, I think we'll all have one by then.
We have to.
It looks
Yeah.
sick. I love it. It's actually a great design.
Thank you.
But now, if I put it on in the gym and I get super sweaty, I'm gonna blame you. If it's like it's like Arctic material, built for Arctic bases,
It's not built for athletes. It's built for junkies.
Straight off the fucking science labs of fucking Antarctica.
Yeah.
No, sadly, this was the prototype, and it is like fleece lined, and I had to send it back and be like, "Yeah, lads, this is the middle of summer. Not a hope am I selling that. Like,
No.
I
Yeah.
can't sell that.
I've
I was
actually
like, give me a cotton material."
I bought a kind of, I think the same material, kind of a shiny, plasticky kind of feel to it. And there were shorts, and I went to the gym and I did the 40 minutes of cardio. I didn't do as much the last day, so I had to catch up. My balls, man, dripping. I had to change my man.
Oh,
I didn't bring extra jocks, but I should have. It was a long, wet, drive back.
Ooh,
no.
great description. How was
Yeah.
your training today, babe? Long and wet.
Don't come near me.
Just go
Go
commando.
commando.
Oh,
Now,
People
boy.
get so angry about that because some women do, and then
Oh,
it's not
I'm out-
sweat that's
I'm out
being
of
left
the
on
pipeline.
on the seats.
Yeah.
It's one thing sweat because we all sweat, but when there's stuff that's
That's
not
what
sweat
my-
on it.
That's what my coach gave me there in the
Now, to
gym
be
the other
honest
day.
with you.
That's what my gym coach gave me. He goes, have this microfiber cloth. I was like, well, why do you want me to do this? He goes, bring a hitcher for every session because you have to clean out the machines. I was like, oh yeah.
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 I just bring me on towel with me when I
Yeah,
go.
you should have one. Our gym doesn't give us any. We can't buy them off them. Actually, we can't now because people wouldn't bring them for like the last 5 years. So,
Yeah.
you know, now
That's a dead gym, man. Dead gym.
good to have them.
Shut up.
Look,
Big medley.
when we get into a nice gym, it's going to be an experience. And I know fairly soon we're heading down
John's
to your
proud,
gym.
actually, Jared.
You're going to my gym, boy.
Where's
Telling
it?
you, come up to the Gavin gym.
Johnstown.
Oh man.
If they
We'll
ever
figure
think
out.
of
We'll
big guys-
definitely do a powerlifting video though.
Yeah, because just random gym guys don't know what they're doing. Great to try powerlifting. Can't wait to explode my spine.
Fucking greener than shit. Don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Do it Tuesday, man.
but get the lads a bit of training first, and we'll see about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's been a pleasure, Jamie. It was good getting you on. We did an hour and a half. If you want to check out Jamie, Concrete Dungeon on Instagram, and are you on anything else?
YouTube, I think as well. YouTube, TikTok.
And if it's not Concrete Dungeon, it's under Jamie Connon, and you can find you there. Heavy Circle Club. Buy product. Balenciaga. Go get it. And
Thank you guys for having me. And you sat here. And we're going to see in the next video about Natty or not. Jared Collins.
Oh, fucking whoop.
yeah.
Oh, boy.
But it was
Some oil, some fish oil.
I can't wait to sell my own fish oil. It's gonna be rancid.
Oh, man.
Right,
Homemade
take care.
concoctions.
Good luck and
Yeah.
bye bye.